All right, one of my biggest pet peeves this offseason is hearing about Arch Manning's month of November. Because somewhere along the way, it became the go-to talking point for everyone on the internet and the answer to every question about Arch Manning. Why is Texas the best team in the country? Well, look at Arch Manning's November. Why is Arch the favorite to be the #1 overall pick? November. Why should we buy the hype? Well, look at November. Apparently, 1 month has settled the entire conversation. Except, I don't remember it like that. And you guys know the deal. We broke down Arch 7 different times last season on this channel. And when I walked away from last year, my take wasn't, hey, November changed everything. It was, yeah, I think he's good, but not future #1 overall pick. Not yet. Let me be clear, this isn't me selling my Arch Manning stock. I bought a large portion last offseason and then just sat on it. After the Ohio State game last year, when everyone seemed to be selling their Arch stock, I told you guys, hold on to it. The flashes were there. The trajectory was there. That was not time to sell your stock. So this isn't about whether or not I believe in Arch. I do. What I'm trying to figure out is this. Why is everyone so fixated on Arch's month of November? Because if I'm missing something, I want to know. And if we're giving 1 month a little bit too much credit, I want to know that too. There's only one way to find out. I went back and watched every single throw, every drop back, every snap in the month of November from last year. Because if that month really changed the conversation, the tape should make it obvious. We go back to the last game in November against Texas A&M, rivalry game at home. And the first thing that jumps out with Arch Manning that you need to know is this dude is due for 4 foul balls a game. 4 to 6 foul balls. Throws where you're just looking like, what the hell is that? It reminds me in baseball when you have like a slugger that just can't stay off the slider low and away and consistently swings and misses at it. And you're like, bro, you're so good. Just lay off that pitch. That's what I mean here with Arch Manning. So here he's going to roll out to his right. This receiver is going to motion out. He's got a little curl route, and Arch sails a ball about 10 yards over his head into the Texas sideline. Honestly, I don't know what Arch or what Sark says in this, because I used to get my ass chewed out by Sark. It's not fun, different era, but like that is just not a good throw. Second one, you got a corner here and an arrow here, and then Arch skips it into the dirt on the SEC logo. You know, boom, low and away, outside on the turf. And then last one, he's got a big go route on the top of the screen. Arch is going to scramble, navigate to his right. This becomes recess football. Receiver on the top of the screen breaks inward. But as we'll see in the back view, Arch does a lot of great things with his mobility. These are the traits you love, but he skips it into the dirt. He's got a touchdown here potentially. Navigate in the pocket, breaks outside. Oh, he's got a play. No, throws it at the A in Texas. So I know I'm being critical here, but these are the throws that if Arch wants to take the next step, or I'm an NFL scout, that throw can't happen. Give your guy a chance to make a play. Every game I watch of Arch, he's got like 3 or 4 of those plays. But the big thing in that Texas A&M game is you got the flashes and the execution of Arch, the playmaker. This is what gets people so fired up. He's got an over route by that receiver on the top of the screen. Arch is going to drop back, maneuver the pocket, escape to his left, and then find it when everything breaks down for a touchdown, back end line. And this is what gives you nightmares if you're a defensive coordinator, because Arch, his legs, we knew he was mobile, but it can be an absolute weapon. And I think I have the backfield here. Yeah, he almost threw a foul ball on this one. Look at this one. Escapes out. He's wide open, chucks it. He's so lucky, or else this would have been in the foul ball category. Instead, it's in the playmaking category, and rightfully so. Here again, this is big time quarterback play. They got Endries, the transfer from Cal. He's going to motion to the slot. I think this is Endries. Sark loves this route where you act like you're going on an over, and then the tight end breaks out on a little flood route. This defensive tackle right here takes the offensive guard to the cleaners and is right on Arch right away. But Arch does an excellent job of stepping up, stepping over, and doing a nice little pass to that tight end. This doesn't look like much. This is big time quarterback play. And to me, this is playmaking. This is utilizing your touch and your mobility. That is excellent work in the pocket right there by Arch Manning. He made that play happen. Oh, we got the back view. Look at the pocket mobility. I would love this if I was an NFL scout. Stays condensed, stays compact. You guys know I've been critical of Arch's pocket mobility at times. That is excellent right there. Then we had the week prior in November against Arkansas, again at home, and again, the playmaking specifically pops on film in this game. That one trait is why I have Arch Manning right now ahead of CJ Carr and ahead of Julian Sand, because the physical gifts, especially with his legs, are what could put Arch over the top. And get ready, because in a couple of weeks, I got my full top 10 American quarterback rankings. We've put in 100, 200, maybe even 300 hours of film watching this offseason. That will be the master ranking. Got a vertical route by the slot. Arch is going to break the pocket to his left. Receiver gets open. And again, it's Arch's legs that make this play happen, and you're able to get a touchdown. If you're Texas, we got the back view as well, so I'll let you see how he navigates the pocket. Like, this is big time. This is not just like, oh, he's athletic in the pocket. This is full-on borderline dual threat. You're not going to put Arch in like a true dual threat category. Maybe he would be he'd probably put there if he was like, a recruit in 2013 like your boy. But in 2026, this is what you need out of your modern quarterback. Then you pair the legs with the throwing ability. Over route by this slot receiver, and then look at Arch's feet in the pocket. Navigates over, navigates up, drops a level 3 ball over the top. This is a home run shot, touchdown early on in this game. This is big time quarterback play. When people are focusing on Arch Manning's month of November, it's because of plays like this. You didn't get a lot of this. There were opportunities early on in the season, but they didn't always connect. Here in this Arkansas game, look at how sturdy, how mobile he is in the pocket, gets the ball out, touchdown, easy money there. Ironically, this is one of his best throws that I saw in the month of November, and it is a incomplete pass because the receiver drops it. That's a big talking point with Arch. Upgraded receiver room. Gotta love that if you're an Arch Manning and a Longhorn fan. You can tell a lot about how much confidence a coordinator has in his quarterback, but what they call when you're backed up in the end zone. Are you willing to trust your quarterback to deliver a dime there and not take a sack? Sark is. That's a heck of a throw on that play right there. And this is my favorite throw in this game. It's 3rd and 15. You're on the 20-yard line. Playbook is condensed. Only so many things you can get to. You got a little vertical route, and then this slot receiver is going to go on like a 12-yard out. Arch is getting pressure to his left, yet he's going to step up and then over, scramble out, and hit this deep out, driving the ball towards the wide side of the field. This is a big time play by Arch Manning. Add this clip to the reel if you're an Arch believer that he can ascend to be top half of the first round NFL quarterback. It's because of a play like that. Hey, real quick, do me a solid. If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Football season's right around the corner. Appreciate you. Then we get to the Georgia game. This was the best game for Arch Manning from an NFL tape perspective. Any NFL team this offseason that's like, yo, we're going to suck next year. We got to be getting ahead on our quarterback study. So call it the Jets and the Cardinals. I guarantee this game was mandatory viewing for their quarterback scouting department. And the reason why is Arch was phenomenal in this game at getting to his 3rd and 4th progression. That's what you need to see out of an NFL quarterback. And honestly, when I was watching the film, I wasn't paying attention to the score. I didn't realize Texas only scored 10 points in this game. I was shocked when I saw that because the film for Arch in this game is really good. Stark's dialing up a little fake bubble screen and go. So these are your first 2 progressions on this left-hand side. This tight end, it's got a corner route. This other tight end is working a little basic route underneath. And then you got the receiver on the top of the screen with like a 6-yard hitch. In my mind, you have Arch working his eyes from left to right, and he really gets to his 4th progression. If the 2 guys on the left are like 1A, 1B, then you're getting 2 to the dig here, maybe 3 to the corner, and then 4 to the backside curl. Look at how fast Arch works from left to right. This would get me going if I was a Texas fan in terms of Arch progressing, getting better, getting the ball out of his hands. We're going to go to the back view. And those of you guys that have been OGs on the channel, you know this is one of my biggest pet peeves with Arch's game. It's one of the biggest things that I think he needs to get better at this season. He has a bad habit of, and it reminds me of the recess game, red light, green light. You know when you're like, we all know red light, green light. They play it in the Squid Game. Maybe I'll have my editor overlay some clips from that. But Arch does this thing where when green grass flashes in front of him, he naturally tries to sprint right away. But then he traps himself because when he goes back up to throw, his feet are all out of whack and he becomes incredibly inaccurate. And he does this here, but he gets away with it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Watch it one more time. One more time. He doesn't step up. He runs up and then back up. So many times, especially in the Florida game last year, he would get trapped with that. Here we got a swing by the running back. This tight end's blocking. Over route, dig route. To me, you got option 1 here. Then you got 2A, 2B, back down to 3. Look at how quick Arch gets through this progression. He's already pump fake to his running back. Now he's working towards the middle of the field. Pressure in his face. Find your check down. This is winning football. Get the ball out of your hands. That's winning football. Here we got a corner and go, a take the middle route, and then they're going to work this receiver on a little 5-yard delay. break across the defender's face. He's got 1 to 2 to 3, staying patient. Again, his heels are in the end zone. A lot of quarterbacks would get panicky here. He's staying patient. He's trusting his play call, trusting his eyes, trusting his teammates, and look at how he works through these progressions. That's NFL quarterback play right there. He did not do that in the first month of the season. Actually, he did do that in the first month of the season, but was not as smooth, and so became inaccurate, and that's why you had more foul balls in the first, month of the season. Next one, we got an under center play action fake to this running back. You got a big post on the top of the screen, over route by the tight end, and then this running back, after the ball fake, is going to check into the flat. He ultimately gets the ball. You're going 1 to the post, 2 to the over, 3 back down to the back, and again, look at how quickly Arch is getting through his progressions. This is some old school Steve Sarkisian stuff. This is some Jake Locker, OG Jake Locker concept right there for the Longhorns. Great job by Arch checking the ball down. I had to include this one because this is just a sick throw by Arch Manning. He's sitting on the right hash, and you got a deep out to the wide side of the field with how many Georgia Bulldogs looming right here? 2 of the guys have their eyes on him. This is a gutsy throw in between the hedges on the road. Again, I told you, if you're an NFL scout, this is the film where if you're trying to sell your Arch Manning position, sell it in a good way, like convince your head coach to draft Arch Manning, it's this throw right there. And then this last throw I'll show you in the Georgia game is a sneak peek to what we'll see in the next game, which was the first game in November, Vandy. It's 4th and 10, playbook shrunk, and they're dialing up a speed out by this receiver to pick up the chains. Again, you got Arch on the left hash, or I guess left center, but still, this is a big boy throw to the wide side of the field. This is not an easy completion. It might look that way on television, but this is Arch operating with some confidence. That receiver or that defender is right in the hip. That's an excellent throw. Then we go to Vandy. This was the first game in November. Little did we know that this would be the game that would spark the whole month of November Arch conversation this entire off season. But when you watch this film, the trait that sticks out is Arch's ability to drive the football to the outside lane. There's 2 factors that I put more weight on when I'm evaluating quarterbacks than most. 1, what's the average difficulty level of each completion that you have? A quarterback throwing bubble screens for their completion percentage is not the same as a quarterback sitting on the left hash and throwing a comeback to the right sideline. And 2, how insulated are you? Do you have the benefit of having a great run game around you, a great defense, a great play caller, awesome running backs, awesome receivers? You're not really getting hit. There's a lot of guys that can operate in that environment. And right here, you're seeing a high average difficulty level for these completions. These are throws that translate to the next level. Here, they're motioning this receiver out. It's a 15-yard comeback to the wide side of the field. Arch is sitting in the left middle of the field. Sitting at home, he makes this look easy. This is not a given. Corner's got eyes on him the whole way. Excellent throw. Rips that right at the outside shoulder pad. Excellent throw. Here we've got Arch in the left hash, and he's throwing a timed 10-yard out to the right sideline. Hangs in there, rips it at his face mask. Accurate throw. Here he's got 2 receivers running off, and then this slot receiver on a 10-yard out. I believe it's this corner who he has to layer this football over. Again, you know the deal. Arch is on the right hash. This is a big boy throw now. If I'm Sark, these are the throws that are firing me up because it opens up a whole new page in the playbook if you're executing these plays. You're forcing the defense to truly defend every blade of grass, which I know is like a cliche talking point, but that's what this means. And then again, this jumped out on the film against Vandy, driving the ball to the wide side of the field. Can't get away with this if you don't have the arm strength to do it and the accuracy. Texas has a little 2-man game here, and they got another deep out towards the sideline. Trust in Arch to deliver this football. That's big time too. Let's get that again. I should have started with this one because this is a dime. This is good defense. The defender's right there. It's just a better throw. Now look, the expectations we gave Arch last season were absurd. There was no way he was going to live up to those expectations, but to his credit, he met the moment. And a year later, he is still in the conversation for being the best quarterback returning in college football. So then I guess in that way, he kind of did live up to the expectations. But then again, it wasn't perfect. I will agree, he no doubt got better as the season progressed. And after watching this November film, I get it. I think the Arch November talking point is justified. He is a different quarterback in that month compared to September and October. Now, that doesn't discredit what he did in September and October. There were some good things and there definitely were some bad things. But the month of November leaves us with legit reasons for why Arch can be that top dog and why Texas can be that top team. One thing I'm damn sure about is Texas is going to be legit and Arch has a lot of ceiling left to tap into. I'm pumped to watch it, and you guys know we'll be breaking it down all season.